There comes a time in every soul's journey when the weight of wasted years presses down with unbearable gravity. The years you thought were lost, the missed opportunities, the forgotten dreams, the mistakes that seemed irreversible become like a shadow, lingering in the corners of your mind. How often have you wondered, can the clock ever turn back? Can the broken pieces ever be made whole again? These questions are not mere musings, they are the silent cries of a heart yearning for redemption, for a chance to see beauty rise from ashes. Let me remind you of something profound. Nothing is ever truly wasted in the hands of God. Every tear you've shed, every moment you've regretted, every path you thought was a dead end, all of it is known to the one who weaves the fabric of your destiny. What if I told you that those seemingly wasted years are not lost but held in reserve, waiting for the touch of divine restoration? What if the sorrow you've carried was merely preparation for a glory so overwhelming that it would erase the pain of the past? The scriptures tell us, "I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten." These words are not poetic suggestions, they are a promise, a covenant sealed by a God who never fails to fulfill his word. Have you truly considered what that means? To restore is not merely to replace, but to give back with abundance, to multiply beyond what was lost. It is as though the years you thought were stolen are returned, not as they were, but as they were meant to be, overflowing with purpose, meaning, and joy. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this: a garden that was once barren, its soil cracked and dry, suddenly bursting with life. Flowers bloom where none had grown before, and fruit hangs heavy on trees that were thought to be dead. This is the image of divine restoration. It is not bound by human limitations. It does not depend on your efforts alone. It is a supernatural act, a gift that defies logic and surpasses imagination. Now you might be thinking, but how? How can God take the years I have squandered and turn them into something good? Perhaps you have spent countless nights reliving the choices you wish you could undo. Perhaps you feel trapped by the weight of your own mistakes, believing that the past is an unchangeable chain that binds you to a future of mediocrity. But here's the truth: the past only holds power over you if you let it. The moment you surrender it to God, it becomes the raw material for His miraculous work. Have you ever noticed how the darkest nights often give birth to the most brilliant dawns? The same God who turned the chaos of creation into a masterpiece is the one who holds your life in His hands. He is not limited by time as we are. To Him, 1,000 years are like a day, and a day like 1,000 years. What we perceive as wasted, He sees as potential. What we consider lost, He sees as an opportunity to demonstrate His glory. Now let me ask you this: are you willing to believe that restoration is possible? Are you ready to let go of the bitterness and embrace the promise of renewal? This is not just about regaining what was lost, it is about stepping into a new season where the blessings far outweigh the losses. It is about realizing that even your mistakes have a purpose, that God can use everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly, to write a story of redemption that will leave you in awe. But restoration requires something from you. It demands faith, the kind of faith that sees beyond the present circumstances and clings to the promise of God. It requires you to trust that He is working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see it. It calls you to believe that your story is not over, that the best chapters are yet to be written. As you listen to these words, let them sink deep into your spirit. Let them awaken a hope that has long been dormant. Because the God who created you has not forgotten you. He has not abandoned you to your failures or left you to fend for yourself. He is a God of restoration, and He is ready to do a new thing in your life. Are you ready to embrace it? Are you ready to see the years you thought were wasted transformed into something glorious? If so, keep listening, because what I'm about to share with you could change everything. You feel a stirring in your spirit. Have you ever felt a quiet yet powerful stirring deep within your soul, as if something unseen is gently waking you from a long slumber? It is not a voice you can hear with your ears, nor is it a sign you can see with your eyes. It is a feeling, an inner knowing, as though God Himself is whispering to the very core of your being, saying, "It is time." This stirring, my friend, is not ordinary. It is sacred. It is the first sign that restoration is on the horizon. This stirring often comes when you least expect it. Perhaps you have been walking through a season of barrenness, a time when nothing seems to grow, no matter how hard you try. The prayers feel unanswered, the efforts seem wasted, and your heart is heavy with doubt. Yet, amidst the silence, there is a faint flicker of hope. It's as if the embers of your spirit, though covered by the ashes of disappointment, are beginning to glow once again. This is not coincidence, this is the hand of God at work. The scriptures remind us, "Behold, I am doing a new thing, now it springs forth." Do you not perceive it? This stirring is the evidence that God is moving, preparing the soil of your heart for a season of abundance. It is His way of letting you know that the years you thought were wasted are not lost. They are being redeemed right here, right now, in the secret place of your spirit. But let me ask you something, are you paying attention? Because this stirring is often subtle. It does not demand your attention with grand gestures or dramatic signs. Instead, it calls you gently, persistently, like the soft rustling of leaves in a quiet forest. It asks you to pause, to listen, and to believe that what you are feeling is real. This stirring often begins with a simple thought: what if things could change? What if the dreams I buried long ago could still come to life? What if God has not forgotten me? These questions may seem small, but they carry the weight of divine truth. They are the seeds of faith planted in the soil of your spirit, waiting to take root and grow. Some of you might wonder, why now? Why, after all this time, am I feeling this pull in my heart? The answer is both simple and profound. God's timing is perfect. He knows when you are ready to receive what He has in store for you. Perhaps the pain you have endured has prepared you in ways you cannot yet see. Perhaps the waiting was not a punishment, but a process of refining, of shaping, of making you into the person who can handle the blessings to come. Do you feel it now? That small yet undeniable sense of something shifting within you? It is as if God is lighting a flame in the darkest corner of your soul, a flame that cannot be extinguished. This is His promise to you, that no matter how broken you feel, no matter how lost you think you are, He is not finished with you yet. Let this stirring be a reminder that you are not alone. You are not forgotten. The God who formed you in your mother's womb, who knows the number of hairs on your head, who has seen every tear you've cried, this same God is the one who is calling you now. He is awakening you to the reality of His restoration. He is speaking life into the places you thought were dead, breathing hope into the dreams you thought were lost. So lean into this stirring. Do not ignore it, for it is a gift. It is God's way of preparing you for what is to come. And trust me, what is coming is greater than anything you could imagine. The stirring in your spirit is just the beginning. It is the first step in a journey that will lead you to the fullness of His promise to restore the years the locusts have eaten, to make beauty from ashes, and to show you that nothing is ever truly wasted in His hands. Opportunities start appearing unexpectedly. Have you ever been walking down a path, convinced that every door before you is shut tight, only to find one unexpectedly swing open? Opportunities you never anticipated suddenly begin to present themselves. The timing feels divine, almost as if they were waiting for you all along. This is not random luck, this is God's way of aligning your steps with His purpose. It is the tangible evidence of His promise to restore what was lost. When the Bible says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope," Jeremiah 29:11. It is not merely a comforting phrase, it is a blueprint for your life. Even when you feel like your opportunities have been squandered or stolen, God's plans remain intact. He is the master architect, working behind the scenes to bring about opportunities that will remind you of His sovereignty. Sometimes these opportunities appear in the most unexpected places. You might be toiling in what seems like an ordinary or even insignificant task when suddenly a chance arises to step into something greater. It could be a job offer, a reconnection with someone from your past, or even a sudden idea or inspiration that lights a fire within you. Whatever the form, these moments are not accidents, they are divine appointments. Remember the story of Joseph in the Bible. He was betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and wrongfully imprisoned. To the human eye, it appeared as though Joseph's life was a series of wasted years. Yet at the appointed time, God positioned Joseph in Pharaoh's court, and he became the ruler of Egypt, saving countless lives during a famine. What seemed like a hopeless situation was merely the preparation for a monumental opportunity. But here's the key: opportunities often require faith and readiness. Sometimes they come disguised as challenges or responsibilities that seem too great to bear. It is in these moments that you must remember, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose, Romans 8:28. Trust that every door that opens is leading you closer to His divine plan for your restoration. When opportunities appear, you may be tempted to doubt their legitimacy. You might think, why me? Am I even worthy of this chance? But let me assure you, God does not make mistakes. If He has opened a door, it is because He believes you are ready to walk through it. These opportunities are His way of showing you that your past does not disqualify you from His blessings. Stay vigilant. Pray for discernment to recognize the opportunities that are from God. Sometimes the noise of the world can make it difficult to see His hand at work. But as you seek Him, He will guide you. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight. Proverbs 3:5-6. Opportunities are the evidence of God's faithfulness. They are the seeds of restoration being planted in your life. Embrace them, knowing that they are not the result of your striving but of His grace. Your faith is strengthened in difficult times. Faith is like a muscle. It grows stronger through resistance. Often, it is in the most difficult seasons of life that your faith is tested and refined. These moments of struggle, though painful, are the very foundation upon which God begins His work of restoration. When your faith is strengthened, it becomes a beacon of hope that draws you closer to His promise. When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. Isaiah 43:2. Think of the storms you faced. Were there moments when you thought you couldn't endure another day? Yet here you are, still standing. That is faith at work. It is the assurance that even when everything around you seems to crumble, God is holding you together. Difficult times are not meant to destroy you, but to deepen your reliance on Him. Consider the story of Job, a man who lost everything: his family, his wealth, and his health. Yet, despite his suffering, Job held on to his faith, declaring, "Though He slay me, yet will I hope in Him." Job 13:15. Job's unwavering trust in God became the catalyst for his restoration. In the end, God blessed him with twice as much as he had before. This is the paradox of faith. The more it is tested, the stronger it becomes. Difficult times force you to let go of your own strength and lean entirely on God's. They teach you to walk by faith and not by sight, trusting that He is working all things for your good. When you face trials, remember that they are not without purpose. Consider pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. James 1:2-3. Perseverance builds character, and character solidifies your hope in God's promises. As your faith is strengthened, you begin to see restoration take shape. It may start small: a sense of peace in the midst of chaos, a glimmer of hope where there was once despair. But these are the signs that God is moving. He is using the very trials you feared would break you to create a testimony that will inspire others. Lean into these moments. Pray without ceasing as the scriptures instruct. Surround yourself with His word and His people. Let the difficult times become the proving ground of your faith, a place where you encounter God in ways you never thought possible. Remember, He has promised, "Never will I leave you, never will I forsake you," Hebrews 13:5. Faith is the foundation of restoration. It is the bridge between what was lost and what is to come. Let your faith be strengthened, knowing that it is the evidence of things unseen and the assurance of what you hope for. God is faithful, and He will restore all that has been taken. Your relationships are healed. There is perhaps no greater evidence of God's restoration at work than the healing of broken relationships. The bonds you thought were beyond repair, the connections you believed were severed forever, when God steps in, He brings reconciliation that no human effort could achieve. It is not merely a mending of what was broken, it is a transformation into something even stronger than before. The Bible tells us in 2 Corinthians 5:18-19, "All this is from God, who reconciled us to Himself through Christ and gave us the ministry of reconciliation." God is a restorer by nature, and His restoration extends to your relationships. Just as He reconciles us to Himself, He works to restore the relationships that matter most in our lives. Healing in relationships often begins with a change in your own heart. Perhaps there has been bitterness, resentment, or unforgiveness lingering within you. These feelings can act like chains binding you to the pain of the past. But when you surrender these emotions to God, He replaces them with love, compassion, and a willingness to forgive. It is through His grace that you find the strength to let go of the hurt and embrace reconciliation. Consider the story of Jacob and Esau. After years of betrayal and separation, Jacob feared meeting his brother again. Yet when they finally came face to face, Esau ran to meet Jacob, embraced him, and wept. This powerful moment of reconciliation, found in Genesis 33:4, is a testament to how God can soften even the hardest of hearts and bring healing to relationships marked by pain. God's restoration in relationships also involves His timing. There may be seasons of silence or distance where nothing seems to change. But just as the farmer waits patiently for the seed to grow, God is working behind the scenes, preparing hearts for reconciliation. Trust His timing, for it is perfect, as Ecclesiastes 3:1 reminds us. There is a time for everything, and a season for every activity under the heavens. Sometimes the healing of relationships requires humility and courage. You may need to reach out to someone, admit your mistakes, or extend forgiveness even when it's not asked for. This can feel like an insurmountable task, but remember that God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. 2 Corinthians 12:9. When you take that step of faith, He will meet you there and guide the process. Healing in relationships is not always immediate. It can be a gradual process, like the rebuilding of a bridge. Each act of kindness, each conversation, and each prayer adds another plank to that bridge until it is whole again. Do not grow weary in the process, for Galatians 6:9 encourages us, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." God also brings new relationships into your life as part of His restoration. These connections are filled with purpose and divine alignment, designed to support you in the new season He is leading you into. Old wounds are replaced with fresh hope, and you begin to see that every relationship, past and present, was part of His greater plan for your growth and restoration. Trust in His promise to heal your relationships. Whether it is with family, friends, or even with yourself, God is able to bring peace where there was once conflict. The healing of relationships is a powerful sign that God is restoring not just the years you thought were wasted, but every aspect of your life. You experience unexplainable peace. One of the most profound signs that God is restoring your life is the arrival of unexplainable peace. This is not the kind of peace that the world offers, a fleeting sense of calm based on circumstances, but a peace so deep and enduring that it defies all understanding. It is the peace Jesus promised when He said, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you." I do not give to you as the world gives. John 14:27. This peace often comes in the midst of chaos, when life feels uncertain and your heart is burdened with fear or regret. It is in these moments that God whispers to your spirit, reminding you that He is in control. This peace is not dependent on the resolution of your problems. Rather, it is rooted in the assurance that God is with you, working all things for your good. Romans 8:28. Think of the disciples on the stormy sea. As the waves threatened to overwhelm their boat, Jesus stood and said, "Peace, be still." Mark 4:39. Instantly the storm ceased, and there was a great calm. This is the kind of peace God offers you, a peace that silences the storms within your heart, even when the storms around you rage on. This unexplainable peace is a gift of the Holy Spirit. Galatians 5:22-23 lists peace as one of the fruits of the Spirit, a natural result of God's presence in your life. As you draw closer to Him, surrendering your worries and trusting in His promises, this peace begins to take root in your soul. It becomes a steady anchor holding you firm, no matter what life throws your way. Have you ever experienced a moment where you should have been anxious or afraid, but instead you felt an unshakable calm? This is the evidence of God's peace at work. It is a reminder that He is your refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. This peace allows you to face challenges with courage, knowing that God is fighting for you. Unexplainable peace also transforms the way you view your past. Regret and guilt lose their grip on you as you begin to see your journey through God's eyes. You realize that every trial, every misstep, and every loss was part of His greater plan to bring you to this moment of restoration. Philippians 4:7 describes this peace as guarding your heart and mind in Christ Jesus, protecting you from the lies of the enemy that seek to drag you back into despair. This peace is not passive. It is powerful. It equips you to move forward with confidence, trusting that God is making a way even when you cannot see it. Isaiah 26:3 promises, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." This steadfast trust is the foundation of the peace that surpasses all understanding. Let this peace be your compass. When you feel its presence, it is a sign that God is restoring your soul, aligning your life with His will. Do not take it for granted, but cherish it as a gift from the one who loves you deeply. This peace is not just a feeling. It is a declaration that the God of restoration is at work in your life, turning what was broken into something beautiful. God speaks through His word or signs. One of the clearest and most awe-inspiring signs that God is restoring your life is when He begins to speak directly to your heart through His word and unmistakable signs. This divine communication is not reserved for the chosen few. It is a gift available to all who seek Him earnestly. When God speaks, it is to reassure, guide, and remind you that the years you thought were wasted are being redeemed. The Bible is the primary way God speaks to us. His word is alive and active, sharper than any two-edged sword, Hebrews 4:12. It penetrates deep into our souls, addressing the very core of our doubts and fears. Have you ever opened the Bible and found a verse that seems to leap off the page, speaking directly to your situation? This is not a coincidence. It is the Holy Spirit guiding you, reminding you of God's promises. Take, for example, the powerful words of Joel 2:25. "I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten." These words, written centuries ago, still resonate deeply today because they carry God's eternal promise. They are a reminder that no matter how much time you feel has been lost, He has the power to restore it in ways you cannot yet fathom. When you meditate on these promises, they breathe new life into your spirit, filling you with hope and anticipation. But God doesn't just speak through Scripture. He also communicates through signs, events, encounters, or even seemingly ordinary moments that carry extraordinary meaning. These signs often arrive when you least expect them, but they leave you with a profound sense of divine intervention. Perhaps you've been praying for direction, and then a conversation with a stranger provides the exact answer you needed. Or maybe you've been feeling discouraged, and suddenly you see a rainbow, symbol of God's covenant and faithfulness, at just the right moment. These signs are His way of saying, I see you, I hear you, and I am working on your behalf. Consider the story of Gideon in Judges 6. Gideon doubted his ability to lead Israel and sought confirmation from God. He asked for a sign, a fleece that would be wet with dew while the ground around it remained dry. God honored his request, providing not just one but multiple signs to strengthen Gideon's faith. This story reminds us that God is not offended by our need for reassurance. He understands our frailty and meets us where we are. However, recognizing God's voice or signs requires spiritual sensitivity. It begins with a heart that is open and attuned to His presence. The busyness and noise of life can make it difficult to hear Him. But when you intentionally seek Him through prayer, worship, and quiet reflection, His voice becomes clearer. Psalm 46:10 urges us to be still and know that I am God. In the stillness, His guidance becomes unmistakable. God also speaks through people He places in your life. A sermon at church, a friend's timely advice, or even a word from a stranger can carry divine wisdom meant specifically for you. Proverbs 15:22 reminds us, plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed. When someone speaks into your life and it aligns with God's word, take it as confirmation that He is leading you. Signs and messages from God often come with peace. Even when His guidance challenges you to step out of your comfort zone, it is accompanied by an unexplainable sense of assurance. This peace acts as a compass, pointing you toward His will. Colossians 3:15 tells us, let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts. When God speaks, His words bring clarity, not confusion, and His signs offer encouragement, not fear. As you experience God's word and signs, respond with faith and obedience. The story of Samuel in 1 Samuel 3 illustrates the importance of this. When Samuel first heard God calling him, he didn't recognize His voice. But once he understood it was the Lord, he responded, speak, Lord, for your servant is listening. This willingness to listen and act is crucial for receiving the fullness of His restoration. God's word and signs also act as markers along your journey, reminding you of His faithfulness. Keep a journal of the verses and signs He gives you, and revisit them when doubt creeps in. They are evidence that He is actively involved in your life, orchestrating every detail for your good. If you've been longing for restoration, ask God to speak to you. Pray for eyes to see and ears to hear His messages. Trust that He will answer, for Jesus Himself said, my sheep listen to my voice, I know them, and they follow me. John 10:27. When God speaks through His word or signs, it is His way of showing you that your story is far from over. He is leading you toward a future filled with hope, purpose, and redemption. In the end, these divine messages are not just reminders of His promises, they are proof that He is actively fulfilling them. Listen closely, for God is always speaking, guiding you toward the restoration He has planned for you. Expanded point 7. You begin to see fruit in your life. One of the most undeniable signs that God is restoring your life is when you begin to see the fruits of His work manifest in tangible ways. The seeds that were planted in seasons of pain and faith now start to bear fruit. This is not by chance, but by divine design. The visible transformation in your life is proof that His promises are true, and His hand is actively at work, turning your story of loss into one of abundance and glory. The Bible assures us, they that sow in tears shall reap in joy. Psalm 126:5. This is a promise that God will take the tears you shed in your darkest moments and use them to water the soil of your future blessings. Those years of struggle, those nights of crying out to Him were not in vain. God does not forget the labor of faith or the pain you endured for His sake. As He restores you, the fruit begins to appear not only for your benefit, but as a testimony to others of His faithfulness. This fruit can take many forms. Perhaps it's a breakthrough in your career, a restored relationship, or a new sense of peace and purpose. It could be a dream that once seemed impossible now coming to life, or doors opening that you never imagined possible. These blessings are evidence of the restoration God promised in Joel 2:25. I will restore to you the years that the locust hath eaten. They are a divine declaration that your waiting has not been in vain. Consider the parable of the sower in Matthew 13. Jesus describes how seeds fall on different types of soil, but only the good soil produces a harvest, some 30, some 60, some 100-fold. When your heart is surrendered to God, it becomes fertile ground for His promises to take root. The fruit you begin to see is not random, it is the result of His word planted deep within you, growing in its season. Seeing fruit in your life also changes your perspective. You begin to understand that the struggles you endured were not wasted, but necessary for your growth. Like a tree that must weather storms to deepen its roots, you are stronger because of the trials you faced. James 1:2-4 reminds us, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. The fruit you see now is a result of this perseverance. The blessings of restoration often come with a sense of overflowing abundance. This is the nature of God. He does not restore sparingly but generously. In Malachi 3:10, He says, test me in this, and see if I will not throw open the floodgates of heaven and pour out so much blessing that there will not be room enough to store it. When God restores, He does so lavishly, ensuring that the fruit of your life exceeds your expectations. This fruit also serves as a beacon of hope for others. When people see the transformation in your life, they are drawn to the God who made it possible. Your testimony becomes a living witness to His power and grace. Matthew 5:16 urges us, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. The fruit of your life is not just for you, it is a tool for advancing His kingdom. As you see these blessings unfold, it's important to remain humble and give God the glory. Deuteronomy 18 reminds us, but remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms His covenant. Recognizing that every good thing comes from Him keeps your heart aligned with His purpose. Yet, seeing fruit is not the end of the journey, it's a new beginning. The blessings God brings into your life are meant to be stewarded wisely. Whether it's financial prosperity, healed relationships, or newfound opportunities, use these gifts to honor Him and bless others. This stewardship ensures that the fruit continues to multiply, creating a cycle of restoration and growth that touches many lives. Seeing fruit also deepens your faith. Each blessing becomes a reminder that God's word is true, His timing is perfect, and His power is limitless. It encourages you to trust Him even more as you face future challenges. The fruit you see now is a foretaste of the greater things He has planned for you, as Ephesians 3:20 promises. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine, according to His power that is at work within us. If you are beginning to see fruit in your life, rejoice, for it is a sign that God is restoring you. Celebrate these moments not as the culmination of His work, but as evidence of His ongoing faithfulness. Know that the best is yet to come, for His restoration is a continual process, taking you from glory to glory and from strength to strength. Trust Him, and let the fruit of your life be a testament to His incredible love and power. As we come to the end of this journey through the ways God restores the years we thought were lost, let me leave you with this truth. Nothing in your life is wasted in His hands. The pain, the struggles, the regrets, they all have a purpose in His grand design. The stirring in your spirit, the unexpected opportunities, the strengthening of your faith, the healing of relationships, the peace that surpasses understanding, the divine signs, And the fruit you are beginning to see, these are all the marks of a God who is actively working to redeem and restore. When you look back at the path you've traveled, you will see that God was present every step of the way. He was there in your darkest moments, turning your tears into the seeds of a brighter tomorrow. He was there when you felt abandoned, whispering to your heart that He would never leave you nor forsake you. And He is here now, inviting you to trust Him fully as He continues the work of restoration in your life. The beauty of God's restoration is that it's not just about what you lost, it's about what He's creating. He doesn't merely return what was taken, He multiplies it. He doesn't just fix what was broken, He makes it new. And the life He is leading you into is one that is richer, fuller, and more aligned with His purpose for you than you could have ever imagined. So as you step into this new season, let hope be your anchor. Let faith guide your steps. Let gratitude fill your heart. Trust that the God who promised to restore the years the locusts have eaten is faithful to fulfill every word He has spoken over your life. And when the world sees the transformation He has brought about in you, may your life be a testimony to His glory and goodness. In closing, I urge you to embrace this truth: your story is not over. The chapters ahead are filled with beauty, purpose, and redemption beyond anything you can imagine. Hold on to His promises, lean into His presence, and watch as He restores, renews, and exceeds every expectation. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May the God of restoration continue to work in your life, bringing you peace, joy, and an abundance of blessings. Go forward in faith, knowing that the best is yet to come. Imagine standing at the threshold of a promise, your heart pounding with anticipation, and a deep knowing whispering in your spirit, you are so close. But the road to this moment has been anything but easy. You've been tested, stretched, and refined in the fires of adversity. And yet here you are, still standing, still believing, still moving forward. What if I told you that the breakthrough you've been praying for, the dream you've held onto with trembling hands, is closer than you think? Would you dare to take one more step, even when the weight of the world feels unbearable? Consider this. Every great story in Scripture, every miraculous turn of events, began with a moment of profound uncertainty. The Israelites stood trapped between Pharaoh's army and the Red Sea, doubt swirling in their hearts. But the waters parted only when they took that courageous step forward. Can you see the parallel in your life? The trials you face are not the end, they are the divine orchestration of something far greater. What if the resistance you feel right now is the final barrier before your triumph? Would you have the faith to endure just a little longer? The divine plan is never rushed, but it is always perfect. Each delay, each setback, has been carefully crafted to prepare you for what lies ahead. But preparation often feels like frustration, doesn't it? You pray, you strive, and yet the results seem distant. And in those moments, the temptation to give up whispers in your ear. Don't listen to it. That voice is the greatest thief of destiny. Remember, the darkest hour is always just before dawn. Could it be that you are on the verge of the dawn you've been waiting for? Pause for a moment and reflect on the journey that has brought you here. Think of the battles you've already fought, the obstacles you've overcome, and the strength you've discovered within yourself. Do you think it's by accident that you've come this far? No, every step has been guided, every challenge has been a lesson, and every delay has been a hidden blessing. If you look closely, you'll see that the signs of your impending breakthrough are all around you. But you must be willing to see them not with your eyes, but with your spirit. Have you ever considered that the struggle itself is a sign? The intensity of the challenge often signals the significance of the reward. A seed doesn't break through the soil effortlessly. It pushes against the darkness, fighting for the light. And when it emerges, it begins to grow, to bloom, to bear fruit. You too are in that moment of pushing through. The resistance you feel is not a sign of failure. It's the final test of your perseverance. Can you trust that what is unfolding is working for your highest good, even if it doesn't look like it right now? Faith is not passive. It's not sitting back and waiting for miracles to fall into your lap. Faith is active, it's moving forward when every fiber of your being screams to stop. It's choosing to believe in the unseen, to hold on to hope when circumstances tell you to let go. And the remarkable thing about faith is that it often calls you to act before the evidence appears. Could it be that the action you take today, no matter how small, is the key that unlocks the door you've been waiting to walk through? As you listen to these words, I want you to close your eyes and envision the life you've been working toward. See it, feel it, let it become real in your mind. And now, hear this truth, it is already yours. The very fact that you can imagine it means that it exists. But here's the secret, it doesn't come to you, you must rise to meet it. Your persistence, your determination, your refusal to quit, these are the tools that will bring your vision into reality. So, the question is not whether your dream is possible, it's whether you are willing to keep going. My friend, the journey is not over. The promise is still alive. The vision that has kept you awake at night, the goal that has stirred your soul, is closer than you realize. The signs are there, waiting for you to recognize them. Will you have the courage to push forward, to step out in faith one more time? Or will you let the doubt win? The choice is yours, but know this, you are so much closer than you think. Keep going, for the victory is already written. Unexplainable setbacks. Have you ever felt as though the very moment you decide to pursue a dream or walk toward your destiny, everything seems to fall apart? Plans crumble, relationships are tested, and unforeseen challenges arise from every corner. These unexplainable setbacks can feel like a betrayal of the hope and faith you placed in your vision. But what if these moments are not a sign of failure, but a divine confirmation that you are on the right path? Consider this, resistance is strongest when you are closest to your breakthrough. Throughout history and scripture, we see a pattern of setbacks preceding miracles. Joseph was thrown into a pit and sold into slavery before rising to become a ruler. Job lost everything, his family, wealth, and health before being restored beyond measure. Even Christ faced betrayal, humiliation, and death before the glory of resurrection. These stories remind us that setbacks are not punishments, they are preparations. They strip away the unnecessary, refine our character, and deepen our reliance on the divine. Unexplainable setbacks serve a purpose. They force you to pause, reflect, and recalibrate. They test the sincerity of your commitment to the vision you've been given. Are you pursuing your goal because it's convenient or because it's divinely planted in your heart? A dream worth achieving will demand everything from you, and setbacks are the fire that purifies your resolve. Each delay, each frustration, is a tool shaping you into the person capable of stewarding the blessings you are destined to receive. When setbacks occur, they often come in waves. Just as one challenge subsides, another appears, leaving you feeling overwhelmed and questioning your direction. But take heart, this pattern is a sign that you are in the crucible of transformation. Just as gold is tested in fire to reveal its purity, your setbacks are revealing the strength and resilience within you. Can you trust that these moments, as painful as they are working for your good? Can you hold on to faith when everything around you seems to be falling apart? The temptation to quit is strongest when victory is near. This is why setbacks intensify at the most critical junctures. The adversary of your destiny doesn't attack what isn't a threat. The more significant your calling, the greater the resistance you'll face. Recognize this truth and let it fuel your determination. The presence of setbacks doesn't mean you're moving away from your goal. It often means you're walking straight toward it. In those moments when the weight of setbacks feels unbearable, remember this: God has not brought you this far to leave you. The delays you experience are not denials, they are divine timing at work. Your journey is being orchestrated with precision, and every setback is a part of the masterpiece being painted in your life. Trust in the unseen hand that is guiding you, even when the path feels dark and uncertain. When you encounter unexplainable setbacks, shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What is this preparing me for?" Embrace the setbacks as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to draw closer to your Creator. Let them refine your faith and deepen your trust, for it is in the moments of greatest challenge that the seeds of your greatest victories are planted. You are not alone in your struggle. The same power that parted the Red Sea and raised the dead is at work in your life. Your setbacks are not the end of your story. They are the prelude to something extraordinary. Hold on, keep moving, and remember, unexplainable setbacks are often the clearest signs that you are so very close to your breakthrough. Increased resistance. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the harder the journey becomes. Resistance grows, and every step forward feels like pushing against a powerful wind. Have you ever wondered why this happens? Why is it that when you are on the brink of something extraordinary, life seems to throw everything it has at you? This resistance is not random. It is a testament to the magnitude of your calling and the significance of your journey. Imagine a runner approaching the finish line of a marathon. Their legs burn, their lungs ache, and every fiber of their being screams for them to stop. Yet the finish line is closer than ever. The resistance they feel is not a sign to quit. It is proof that they are about to cross into victory. Your life operates in much the same way. The intensity of resistance increases because you are nearing a pivotal moment of breakthrough that will transform your life. Resistance is a powerful teacher. It exposes your weaknesses and forces you to confront the fears and doubts you carried. It challenges you to grow, to rise above your limitations, and to tap into a strength you didn't know you possessed. Just as muscles grow stronger through the resistance of weights, your spirit grows stronger through the resistance of life's trial. Can you see how resistance, though painful, is a gift? Consider the story of David facing Goliath. The giant was a formidable obstacle, and the resistance David faced was immense. Yet, it was through this resistance that David's destiny unfolded. Without the challenge of Goliath, David might have remained a shepherd, unknown and untested. In the same way, the resistance you face is pushing you toward your purpose. It is not there to defeat you, it is there to elevate you. Resistance also serves to separate the committed from the complacent. Anyone can start a journey, but only those with unwavering determination will reach the end. The resistance you feel is a test of your resolve. It asks, how badly do you want this? Are you willing to fight for it, even when it seems impossible? Let your answer be a resounding yes. Let the resistance fuel your determination, knowing that it is a sign of how close you are to your breakthrough. Faith is often forged in the furnace of resistance. It is easy to believe when the path is clear and the journey is smooth. But true faith is demonstrated in the face of adversity. When you encounter resistance, you have a choice to shrink back in fear or to rise up in faith. Choose faith. Choose to see the resistance as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. When the resistance feels overwhelming, remember this: the Creator of the universe is on your side. The same power that calmed the storm and moved mountains is available to you. You are not fighting this battle alone. The resistance you face is not greater than the power within you. Lean into that power, trust in its strength, and keep moving forward. The resistance is a sign that you are on the right track. It is a signal that your breakthrough is near. Don't let it discourage you, let it inspire you. Keep pushing, keep believing, and know that the victory is already yours. You are so close, don't stop now. The resistance you feel is the final test before the triumph. A sudden burst of clarity. Have you ever experienced a moment of unshakable clarity, a fleeting yet powerful sense of knowing exactly what needs to be done? Perhaps it arrived after months, even years of uncertainty and confusion. This sudden burst of clarity is no coincidence. It's not random. It's the divine whispering to your spirit, guiding you toward the path you were always meant to take. It's a sign that the pieces of your puzzle are finally coming together. Clarity doesn't come when you're sitting idle or waiting passively for answers. It appears when you've wrestled with the unknown, taken imperfect steps, and persevered through darkness. Think about Moses wandering in the wilderness for 40 years. His purpose wasn't revealed immediately. It was only after countless trials and relentless faith that he encountered the burning bush, a moment of profound clarity that changed everything. In your own life, that clarity comes when your heart is open, your spirit is willing, and your faith is unwavering. A sudden burst of clarity often feels like a light piercing through the fog. It's the moment when doubt gives way to conviction and you realize that the struggle was not in vain. But here's the truth. Clarity doesn't simplify the journey, it strengthens your resolve to endure it. It sharpens your vision and reminds you why you started in the first place. In those moments of clarity, you are reminded of your divine purpose, and your steps become firm, even when the path remains challenging. This clarity isn't just a mental realization, it's a spiritual awakening. It's as if the Creator reaches into your soul and aligns your desires with His plan. You suddenly see connections that were invisible before, opportunities that seemed out of reach, and solutions to problems that once felt insurmountable. Can you recognize that these moments are not random but are orchestrated with precision? Can you embrace them as signs that you are aligned with a higher purpose? Think of the butterfly struggling to emerge from its cocoon. In the midst of its struggle, it doesn't know what lies ahead. But as it breaks free, clarity dawns. It was never meant to remain confined. It was always destined to fly. Your moments of clarity are like the butterfly's first glimpse of the world outside the cocoon. They remind you that you were never meant to stay bound by limitations or fear. You were created to soar. When clarity comes, it's often accompanied by a renewed sense of energy and determination. Suddenly, the weariness you carried begins to lift, and you feel a spark of hope reignite within you. This is your spirit responding to the divine call, urging you to press forward. Pay attention to these moments, write them down, meditate on them, and let them guide your actions. They are sacred reminders that you are on the brink of something extraordinary. But clarity is also a call to action. It's not enough to feel inspired or enlightened, you must move. You must act with the confidence that this clarity has given you. Remember, the waters of the Red Sea only parted when Moses stretched out his staff in faith. Your breakthrough requires the same boldness. Step forward, trusting that the clarity you've received is leading you exactly where you need to go. If you've experienced a sudden burst of clarity recently, rejoice. It's a sign that your journey is unfolding as it should. It's evidence that the divine is actively working in your life, preparing you for the blessings ahead. Hold on to that clarity and let it propel you forward. You are closer than you think. Divine confirmation. Sometimes, when you are walking in alignment with your destiny, the universe begins to speak in ways that are impossible to ignore. These divine confirmations come in many forms: a chance encounter, a message in a song, a repeated scripture, or even a stranger's kind words. They appear as if to say, keep going, you're on the right track. Have you noticed these moments in your life? They are not coincidences. They are orchestrated signs from the divine to reassure you that your steps are being guided. Divine confirmation often comes when doubt starts to creep in. You might be questioning whether your efforts are worth it, whether the vision in your heart is real. And just when you're about to waver, something unmistakable happens. A door opens, an opportunity arises, or a long-forgotten dream resurfaces with newfound clarity. These moments are not random. They are designed to strengthen your faith and keep you moving forward. Consider the story of Gideon in the Bible. When Gideon doubted his ability to lead, he asked for signs from God. And each time, God responded with confirmation. These signs were not given to eliminate Gideon's challenges, but to remind him that he was not alone. In your journey, divine confirmations work in the same way. They don't remove the obstacles, but reassure you that you are equipped to overcome them. They whisper to your spirit, I am with you. One of the most beautiful aspects of divine confirmation is its personal nature. The messages are tailored specifically to you, arriving in ways that only you can understand. It might be a verse that leaps off the page, a dream that lingers in your mind, or an encounter that leaves you awestruck. These moments are sacred. They are heaven's way of communicating with your soul. Can you see how much care and intention is behind each confirmation? Can you trust that they are guiding you toward your highest good? Divine confirmations also have a way of igniting your spirit. They remind you of the promises that have been spoken over your life and rekindle the hope that may have grown dim. When you receive a confirmation, it's as if the divine is saying, I see your struggle and I am with you. These moments fill you with a sense of peace and purpose, even when the road ahead remains unclear. But divine confirmation is not merely about reassurance, it's also a call to deepen your faith. It's an invitation to trust in the unseen, to believe in the vision you've been given, even when it feels out of reach. Each confirmation is a reminder that the divine is actively involved in your journey, orchestrating events in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Can you rest in that truth and allow it to strengthen your resolve? When you recognize divine confirmations in your life, embrace them with gratitude. Let them anchor you in moments of doubt and propel you forward in moments of hesitation. These signs are evidence that you are not walking this path alone. They are a reminder that the Creator is not only aware of your journey, but is actively guiding it. So if you've been praying for a sign or searching for assurance, look closely. The confirmations are there, waiting for you to notice them. They are sacred markers on the road to your breakthrough, gently urging you to keep going. Trust them, cherish them, and let them remind you that you are so close to everything you've been working for. Renewed inner strength. There are moments in life when exhaustion grips your soul, and it feels as if you reach the very limits of your endurance. Your mind screams, I can't take another step, and your spirit seems ready to give up. Yet somehow, out of nowhere, a spark ignites within you, a renewed strength that defies explanation. Have you ever felt this surge, this unshakable resolve to keep going? This is not coincidence, it's the divine touch awakening the power within you, a sign that your breakthrough is near. Renewed inner strength is not something that can be forced or manufactured. It arises when you pour out all you have, and grace steps in to carry you the rest of the way. Consider the Apostle Paul, who spoke of a thorn in his side, a persistent challenge he could not overcome. He pleaded for it to be removed. But the answer came not in relief, but in revelation. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. This is the essence of renewed strength. It is divine power meeting human limitation. When you reach the end of yourself, you step into the beginning of divine intervention. Renewed strength doesn't come when you are comfortable or in control. It comes when you are broken, when your spirit cries out, and when you surrender your struggle to the one who holds your destiny. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a profound act of faith. It says, I can't do this alone, but I trust that I am not alone. Think about the moments in your life when you felt this strength rise within you. Perhaps it came during a season of intense hardship, a financial crisis, a health challenge, or the loss of a loved one. You were certain you couldn't go on, yet you did. That strength wasn't random. It was evidence of the divine working within you, reminding you that you are capable of far more than you imagine. It is in these moments that your spirit is fortified and your faith is deepened. Renewed inner strength often manifests in small, almost imperceptible ways. It's the courage to get out of bed when despair tries to hold you down. It's the will to take one more step, make one more call, or try one more time. These seemingly minor actions carry profound significance. They are acts of defiance against doubt and fear, proof that you are still in the fight. And with each small victory, your strength grows, preparing you for the greater battles ahead. This strength is also deeply spiritual. It is rooted in the knowledge that you are not navigating this journey alone. The Creator who formed the heavens and the earth is also the source of your resilience. His strength is made perfect in your weakness, and His power flows through you when you lean on Him. When you feel renewed inner strength, it is a reminder that you are connected to a source far greater than yourself. It is the divine whispering, keep going, I am with you. One of the most extraordinary aspects of renewed inner strength is how it transforms your perspective. What once seemed insurmountable begins to look manageable. The mountains you feared now appear as stepping stones. This shift in perception is not an illusion. It is the result of your spirit aligning with the divine. When you draw on this strength, you begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to move closer to your destiny. Renewed strength also has a ripple effect. When others see you pressing on in the face of adversity, they are inspired to do the same. Your courage becomes a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of faith and perseverance. You may not realize it, but your willingness to keep going is impacting those around you, encouraging them to find their own strength. This inner strength is a gift, but it is also a call to action. It is a reminder that the journey is not over, that there is still work to be done. Each time you feel this strength rise within you, take it as a sign to move forward boldly. Trust that you are being guided, that the challenges you face are shaping you, and that the destination is worth every step. If you are feeling weary, if the road ahead seems too long, remember this: renewed strength is always available to you. It is not something you must earn, it is freely given. Open your heart, lean into your faith, and let this strength carry you. It is a sign that you are on the right path, that you are closer than you think. Keep going. You are being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. Opportunities begin to surface. Opportunities often appear in the most unexpected moments, as if they are nudges from the divine, reminding you to stay the course. They are not always grand or immediately life-changing. Sometimes they come disguised as small, seemingly insignificant openings. But if you look closely, you will realize these moments are the whispers of destiny, calling you to step forward. Have you noticed how doors begin to open when you persist, even when the odds seem stacked against you? Opportunities surface not because of luck or chance, but because of alignment. When your heart, mind, and actions are in harmony with your purpose, the universe begins to respond. The Creator sees your effort, hears your prayers, and honors your faith. But here's the key: these opportunities don't always announce themselves. They often require discernment, faith, and action on your part. Are you prepared to recognize and embrace them when they appear? Think about the story of Noah. He built the ark long before the rain came, acting on faith and obedience rather than visible evidence. His preparation created the opportunity for survival and renewal. In the same way, your consistent effort and unwavering belief lay the groundwork for opportunities to surface in your life. Each step of preparation, no matter how small, moves you closer to the breakthrough you've been praying for. When opportunities begin to surface, they may not always look the way you expect. They might come as a new connection, an unexpected offer, or even a challenge that forces you to grow. These moments often require you to step out of your comfort zone, to take risks, and to trust that the divine is guiding you. Can you embrace the discomfort and uncertainty, knowing that these opportunities are leading you toward your destiny? It's important to remember that opportunities are not always about immediate rewards. Sometimes they are stepping stones, leading you to something greater. Joseph's opportunity came when he interpreted Pharaoh's dreams. It wasn't the culmination of his journey, but it positioned him for his ultimate purpose. In your life, the opportunities that surface may seem small, but they are divine invitations to step into the fullness of your calling. Opportunities also test your readiness. They often appear just when you think you can't go any further, challenging you to rise above your doubts and fears. Have you ever noticed how the most significant doors open at the most unlikely times? It's as if the universe waits until you've been stretched to your limits, ensuring that you are prepared to handle what lies on the other side. These moments are not just about what you gain, they are about who you become in the process. When opportunities surface, they often require immediate action. Procrastination can be the thief of destiny. Think of Peter stepping out of the boat to walk on water. The opportunity was fleeting, requiring faith and courage in the moment. In your life, there will be moments when you must act boldly, trusting that the divine is with you. Hesitation can close the door, but faith swings it wide open. Opportunities are also a reflection of your inner growth. The challenges you've faced, the lessons you've learned, and the strength you've developed are what prepare you to seize these moments. The doors that are opening now are a testament to the work you've done, both spiritually and practically. Can you see how everything you've endured has been preparing you for this moment? Finally, opportunities are a sign that you are aligned with the divine plan for your life. They are the Creator's way of affirming that your efforts are not in vain. Each opportunity, no matter how small, is a step closer to the realization of your dreams. Trust in the process and know that the doors opening before you are not by accident. They are part of the intricate design of your journey. So when you see opportunities beginning to surface, don't hesitate. Step forward with faith and confidence. Recognize them as divine signals, guiding you toward the life you've been working for. They are a sign that you are closer than ever to your breakthrough. Keep moving, keep believing, and embrace the opportunities that are leading you to your destiny. A deep inner peace. In the midst of life's chaos, when the world around you feels uncertain and overwhelming, have you ever experienced a moment of profound calm? A peace that transcends understanding, quiets the noise, and reassures your heart. This deep inner peace is not the absence of struggle or hardship. It is the unmistakable sign that your spirit is aligned with divine timing and purpose. It is the Creator's way of saying, keep going, you're exactly where you need to be. This peace doesn't come from external circumstances. It's not tied to success, approval, or security. Instead, it springs from a deep knowing that you are not walking this journey alone. It's the assurance that no matter how difficult the path, you are held by a power far greater than yourself. This peace cannot be manufactured or forced. It is a gift, a sacred reminder that the storm you are facing is not eternal, and that you are being guided toward your breakthrough. Consider the moments in Scripture when deep inner peace appeared in the midst of turmoil. Jesus slept in the boat as the storm raged around him, unshaken by the chaos. His peace was not rooted in the calmness of the sea, but in his unshakable trust in the divine. In the same way, your inner peace is a reflection of your faith. It is the still, quiet voice within you that whispers, "Be still and know that I am God." This peace often arrives when you've surrendered your need to control. It comes when you release your fears, anxieties, and doubts, placing your trust fully in the hands of the divine. Have you noticed that when you stop striving and start trusting, the weight you've been carrying begins to lift? That is the power of surrender, a sacred act of faith that allows peace to flow into your heart. A deep inner peace doesn't mean the absence of challenges. In fact, it often arises in the middle of the hardest battles. It's the calm assurance that no matter what happens, you will overcome. It's the quiet strength that keeps you grounded when the world feels like it's spinning out of control. This peace doesn't eliminate the storm. It carries you through it, reminding you that the storm will pass and you will emerge stronger on the other side. This peace also has a profound impact on your perspective. When you are anchored in inner peace, the mountains ahead of you no longer seem insurmountable. You begin to see challenges not as threats, but as opportunities for growth. Your focus shifts from fear to faith, from doubt to determination. This change in perspective is not just a mental exercise. It is a spiritual awakening, a reminder that the Creator is working all things together for your good. Have you ever felt a sudden calm after a period of intense struggle? That moment when the noise in your mind quiets, and you feel a sense of clarity and purpose. That is the divine touch, a sign that you are aligned with your destiny. This peace doesn't mean the journey is over, it means you are on the right path. It is a sacred confirmation that you are closer than ever to your breakthrough. A deep inner peace is also a source of strength. It fortifies your spirit, giving you the resilience to keep going, even when the odds seem insurmountable. This peace reminds you that you are not defined by your circumstances, but by the faith and perseverance you bring to them. It is the foundation on which you build your confidence, courage, and commitment to your vision. This peace radiates outward, influencing those around you. When others see you walking through challenges with grace and calmness, they are inspired to find their own inner strength. Your peace becomes a testimony to the power of faith, a beacon of hope that lights the way for others. You may not realize it, but your ability to remain grounded in peace is making an impact far beyond what you can see. Deep inner peace is a reminder of the divine presence within you. It is the Creator's way of assuring you that you are loved, supported, and guided. This peace is not fleeting. It is eternal, rooted in the unchanging truth that you are never alone. Even in the darkest moments, this peace remains, anchoring you to the promise that your breakthrough is near. So when you feel this peace stirring within you, embrace it. Let it calm your fears, steady your heart, and strengthen your resolve. Let it remind you that you are exactly where you need to be, and that the divine is working tirelessly on your behalf. This peace is a sacred sign that you are on the brink of something extraordinary. Hold on to it, trust in it, and keep moving forward. You are closer than you've ever been. As you stand on the edge of your breakthrough, remember this: every struggle you've faced, every tear you've shed, and every moment of doubt has not been in vain. The unexplainable setbacks, the mounting resistance, the sudden clarity, the divine confirmations, the renewal of strength, the surfacing opportunities, and the deep inner peace you felt, all of these are sacred signs urging you to keep going. They are evidence that you are aligned with your purpose and that the divine is working tirelessly to guide you toward the life you were created to live. You are closer than you think. The dream that once felt so distant is within reach. But the final stretch is not about what lies ahead, it's about the strength, faith, and perseverance you carry within. Do not let doubt steal the victory that is already written for you. Trust that the struggles of today are the stepping stones to the triumph of tomorrow. And most importantly, trust in the one who has brought you this far and will see you through to the end. So, my friend, as you leave this moment, carry these truths in your heart. You are stronger than your challenges, wiser than your doubts, and more resilient than your fears. Keep going even when the road feels long, even when the weight feels heavy. Remember, the darkest hour is always just before dawn, and you are standing at the threshold of your brightest light. Take one more step. Hold on to faith. Keep your eyes fixed on the vision that has been placed in your heart. For the promise is alive, the breakthrough is near, and the best is yet to come. You are closer than you've ever been. Don't stop now. Keep going and let the world witness the power of a soul that refused to give up. In the stillness of your soul, have you ever felt a yearning, a quiet whisper that tells you you were made for more than this? This is not the voice of vanity or greed, it is the sacred call of the divine, beckoning you toward the abundance that is your birthright. From the moment you took your first breath, you were marked by the Creator, chosen to live a life that reflects the fullness of His blessings. But how often do we forget this truth? How often do we allow doubt, fear, and the noise of the world to drown out the voice of the divine calling us toward greatness? Let me ask you something. Do you believe that your existence is an accident? Do you think the intricate workings of your life, the moments of pain, joy, and everything in between are random? Look around you. The rising of the sun, the precision of the stars, the gentle flow of rivers, none of this is without purpose. If the Creator has designed the universe with such care, how much more has He crafted you with intentionality? The scriptures remind us that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Every resource, every opportunity, every treasure belongs to Him, and He is not a God of scarcity. He is a God of abundance. He does not desire for you to merely survive. He desires for you to thrive, to prosper, to live a life so rich and full that it becomes a testament to His glory. But here's the mystery. While the Creator has made all things available, He has hidden the keys to abundance within us. They are not on the surface, where they can be stolen or squandered. They are buried deep within the soul, waiting to be uncovered by those who are willing to seek them out. Do you feel that stirring in your heart as you hear these words? That is not a coincidence. That is the Spirit moving within you, reminding you of who you truly are. You are not ordinary. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. The universe in all its vastness is aligned to reveal the treasures meant for you. But to receive these treasures, you must first recognize the hidden qualities that mark you as destined for a life of richness and abundance. Take a moment to reflect. Has there ever been a time in your life when you felt inexplicably protected, as if unseen hands were guiding you through danger? Have you ever experienced blessings that seemed to come out of nowhere, as if the heavens themselves had opened just for you? These moments are not random, they are signs. They are evidence that the Creator is working in your life, preparing you for something greater. The sacred texts teach us that to whom much is given, much is required. Perhaps you've wondered why your path has been marked by challenges. Perhaps you've questioned why the weight of responsibility feels heavier on your shoulders than on others. Let me assure you, these challenges are not punishments. They are preparations. Just as gold is refined by fire, so too are you being prepared to carry the abundance that the universe has in store for you. Think of the great figures in history and faith, those who were called to work on. Their journeys were rarely easy, but they were always purposeful. David faced Goliath. Moses stood before the Red Sea. Job endured unimaginable trials. Yet in the end, their lives became shining examples of divine favor and abundance. Could it be that your life is following a similar path? Could it be that your struggles are the very evidence of your calling? The Creator does not reveal His treasures to the faint-hearted. He reserves them for those who are willing to seek, to trust, and to act in faith. The universe is abundant, but it does not reward passivity. It rewards those who recognize the hidden qualities within themselves, those who step forward with courage and conviction, knowing that they are divinely chosen for greatness. So I ask you again, do you feel it? The pull, the stirring, the quiet assurance that your life is meant to reflect the richness of the Creator's design. If you do, then this message is for you. This is not a coincidence. This is a divine appointment. The 7 hidden qualities we are about to explore are not just ideas, they are revelations. They are the keys to unlocking the abundance that has been waiting for you all along. Stay with me, for the journey we are about to embark on is not just about discovering these qualities, it's about uncovering the truth of who you are and the life you were always meant to live. This is your moment. Lean in, open your heart, and prepare to see the signs that reveal the universe has chosen you for a rich and abundant life. First quality, a deepen in knowing that you're meant for more. Have you ever felt an unshakable sense within you that whispers, "This is not all there is to my life"? It's a quiet, persistent call that stirs your soul, even in moments of doubt or despair. This feeling isn't random or coincidental, it's divine. It's the voice of the Creator, etched into your very being, reminding you that you were made for more. This is not just optimism or wishful thinking, it's a sacred truth that the universe has imprinted upon you since the day you came into existence. The scriptures remind us that before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. These words are a profound reminder that your life is not an accident, nor is it the result of chance. You are part of a divine design, chosen and crafted with an eternal purpose. This deep inner knowing is the Creator's way of guiding you toward that purpose, pulling you out of the limitations of your current reality and into the abundance He has prepared for you. Think back to moments in your life when you felt inexplicably drawn to something greater, when the mundane routines of life couldn't satisfy the yearning within you. Perhaps you've looked at others and thought, "Why do I dream so much bigger? Why do I feel this desire for more while others seem content?" This isn't arrogance, it's divine insight. The Creator has placed this desire in your heart because He knows you are capable of more than you realize. In the stillness of your prayers, you may have heard that voice. It doesn't shout, nor does it demand. Instead, it speaks gently, calling you to rise above the noise of the world and step into the fullness of your destiny. It says, "You are my beloved. You are meant to live a life that reflects my glory." This inner knowing is a gift, but it is also a responsibility. It is the universe's way of reminding you that you were not made to settle. Do you ever find yourself longing for something that seems just out of reach? That longing is sacred. It is a sign that you are in tune with the Creator's plan for your life. It is not there to frustrate you, but to awaken you to the reality that what you desire is already being prepared for you. The Creator does not place desires in your heart without also providing the means to fulfill them. But to access this abundance, you must first recognize that this inner knowing is His divine way of guiding you. The world may try to silence this voice. Society, with its endless demands and distractions, often tells us to settle for less, to conform, to be content with mediocrity. But you were not created to live an ordinary life. The Creator Himself declares, "I have plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." This promise is not for the faint-hearted, it is for those who are willing to listen to the inner knowing and trust in its truth. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt moments of inexplicable clarity, where you knew with certainty that you were meant for more? Perhaps it was during a quiet moment of reflection, a prayer, or even a passing thought that felt like it didn't come from you. These moments are not fleeting coincidences, they are divine interventions. The Creator is gently reminding you that He has chosen you for a life of richness and abundance, a life that glorifies His name through your success and fulfillment. This inner knowing is like a compass, always pointing you toward your destiny, even when the path seems unclear. It doesn't rely on circumstances or evidence, it exists independently of what you see around you. This is why faith is so essential. Faith allows you to trust this knowing even when the world tries to convince you otherwise. Faith is the bridge between the divine whispers of your soul and the reality of the life you are meant to live. When you feel this knowing, it may come with a sense of restlessness. This is not a curse, it is a blessing. The restlessness is the Creator's way of ensuring that you don't settle, that you don't become too comfortable in a life that is less than what He intended for you. It is the stirring of the Spirit, urging you to move forward, to seek, to strive, and to trust. This deep inner knowing often brings with it a sense of responsibility. You realize that your life is not just about you, it is about fulfilling the divine plan, about becoming a vessel through which the Creator can pour out His blessings to others. This is why the knowing is persistent. It will not let you rest until you align yourself with the universe's design for your life. The beauty of this knowing is that it doesn't rely on external validation. It doesn't need the approval of others, nor does it waver in the face of criticism. It is steadfast because it comes from the One who created you. It is the Creator's way of saying, "I have placed something extraordinary within you, and I will not let you forget it." This quality is the foundation of your journey toward a rich and abundant life. It is the Creator's way of reminding you that no matter where you are now, no matter how far you feel from your dreams, you are being guided. You are being prepared. You are being called to step into the fullness of the life that was always meant for you. Second quality, an unshakable resilience in the face of adversity. Resilience is not merely the ability to endure, it is a divine strength that grows within you as you face life's trials. When challenges arise, it is easy to feel as though the universe is against you. But what if instead every obstacle you encounter is a deliberate part of the Creator's plan to refine you? Just as fire purifies gold, so too do adversities purify your spirit, preparing you for the abundance that awaits. Have you ever wondered why your path has been more challenging than others? Why your struggles seem heavier, your battles fiercer? This is no accident. The Creator does not test the weak, He strengthens the chosen. The scriptures remind us, "Blessed is the one who perseveres under trial, because having stood the test, that person will receive the crown of life." This is the essence of resilience. It is not about avoiding trials, but standing firm through them, knowing that they are shaping you into the person you were meant to become. Think about the story of Job, a man who lost everything but refused to let go of his faith. His resilience was not born out of his circumstances, but out of his unwavering trust in the Creator's plan. And in the end, he was restored with more than he had lost. Could it be that your own challenges are laying the groundwork for something even greater? Could it be that your resilience is the key to unlocking the blessings the universe has in store for you? Each time you rise after a fall, Each time you refuse to give up, despite the odds, you are proving your readiness for the abundance that is coming your way. The Creator sees your struggles, and He is not indifferent. He is shaping you, molding you, ensuring that when the blessings come, you will have the strength to carry them. This is why resilience is so crucial. Without it, even the greatest opportunities can slip through your fingers. Resilience is also a declaration of faith. It is the ability to look at your circumstances and say, I trust that this too shall pass, and something greater is on the other side. It is not about denying the pain or pretending that everything is fine. Instead, it is about acknowledging the struggle while holding firm to the belief that the Creator is working all things together for your good. Reflect on your own life. How many times have you faced challenges that seemed impossible to overcome, only to find yourself standing stronger on the other side? Each of these moments is a testament to the divine resilience within you. They are reminders that you are not just surviving, you are being prepared. You are being refined. The universe does not waste energy. Every hardship, every tear, and every sleepless night has a purpose. They are not signs of failure, but evidence of the Creator's faith in you. He knows that you are capable of more than you can see in yourself. He knows that your resilience is the foundation upon which He can build a life of richness and abundance. Consider this: when a tree is battered by storms, its roots grow deeper. It does not collapse, it becomes stronger, more grounded. The same is true for you. Each storm you weather is deepening your roots, anchoring you more firmly in your faith and your purpose. The winds may blow, but they cannot uproot what the Creator has planted within you. This resilience also serves as a beacon to others. When you rise after a fall, when you persevere through trials, you inspire those around you. Your resilience becomes a testimony to the Creator's power and faithfulness. It shows others that they too can overcome, that they too are capable of more than they realize. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this: it is not a punishment. It is a sign that the Creator is preparing you for something greater. Your resilience is not just a survival mechanism, it is a divine gift, a mark of your readiness to step into the fullness of the life you were meant to live. Third quality, a heart that radiates gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in the universe. It is the key that unlocks the floodgates of abundance, aligning you with the Creator's plan for your life. When your heart is filled with gratitude, you create a magnetic energy that draws blessings toward you. The scriptures remind us, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you for the good things, it is about recognizing the divine hand in every moment, even in the struggles. Have you ever noticed how your perspective shifts when you choose gratitude over complaint? A heart that radiates gratitude sees the silver lining in every situation. It looks at challenges not as burdens but as opportunities for growth. It recognizes that even the smallest blessings, a kind word, a meal on the table, the warmth of the sun, are gifts from the Creator, reminders of His presence and care. Gratitude is not passive, it is active faith. It is the ability to look at what you have and say, this is enough, because I trust that the Creator will provide even more. When you cultivate this mindset, you open yourself to receive abundance. The universe responds to gratitude with generosity. It is as if the Creator Himself delights in giving more to those who appreciate His gifts. Think about the story of the Israelites in the wilderness. Despite being freed from slavery and provided with daily manna from heaven, they complained, longing for what they didn't have. How often do we do the same? How often do we focus on what's missing rather than what's already in our hands? A heart of gratitude shifts this perspective, allowing you to see the blessings in every season of life. Gratitude also transforms the way you experience challenges. Instead of asking, why me, you begin to ask, what is this teaching me? You start to see hardships as tools for growth, as signs that the Creator is preparing you for something greater. Each struggle becomes an opportunity to express gratitude for the lessons learned, for the strength gained, and for the faith deepened. Take a moment to reflect. What can you be grateful for right now? The very breath you are breathing is a gift. The fact that you have the ability to hear this message, to think, to hope, and to dream, these are blessings that many do not have. Gratitude is not about waiting for the big moments, it is about celebrating the small ones, recognizing the Creator's hand in the everyday. Gratitude is also contagious. When your heart radiates gratitude, it touches those around you. It inspires them to see their own blessings, to shift their focus from lack to abundance. Your gratitude becomes a light in a world that often focuses on darkness. It is a testimony to the Creator's goodness, a reminder that there is always something to be thankful for. The beauty of gratitude is that it doesn't depend on your circumstances. You can choose to be grateful in the midst of trials, knowing that the Creator is with you, working all things for your good. Gratitude is an act of trust, a declaration that you believe in the abundance that is already yours in the spiritual realm. When you cultivate a heart that radiates gratitude, you align yourself with the divine flow of blessings. You become a vessel through which the Creator can pour out His abundance, not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of those around you. Gratitude is not just a quality, it is a way of life, a daily choice to see the world through the eyes of faith and abundance. Fourth quality, the ability to envision beyond the present. The Creator has endowed each of us with a remarkable gift, the power of vision. This is not merely the ability to see with our physical eyes, but to perceive with the eyes of the Spirit, to glimpse the possibilities that lie beyond the boundaries of our current reality. Vision is a divine gift, a compass that points us toward the life of abundance and purpose that the universe has prepared for us. It is a light that shines in the darkness, guiding us when the road ahead seems unclear. In the sacred texts, we are reminded, where there is no vision, the people perish. This profound truth reveals the essential role that vision plays in our lives. Without it, we are like ships adrift in an endless sea, carried aimlessly by the tides of circumstance. But with vision, we are anchored, directed, and inspired to move forward with confidence and faith. Have you ever experienced a moment where you could clearly see the life you long to live, even if it seemed far removed from your current situation? Perhaps it came to you in a dream, during prayer, or in a quiet moment of reflection. This is not mere imagination, it is the Creator planting a seed of divine purpose within you. Your ability to envision beyond the present is a sacred reminder that your destiny is not limited by your circumstances. Think about the story of Abraham, who was told by God to look up at the stars and count them, for so would his descendants be. At the time this seemed impossible, he was old, his wife was barren, and their circumstances were anything but hopeful. Yet Abraham believed, not because of what he could see with his physical eyes, but because of the vision placed within his spirit. That vision sustained him, guiding him through years of waiting and uncertainty until the promise was fulfilled. Vision allows us to transcend the limitations of the present moment. It empowers us to see opportunities where others see obstacles, to imagine possibilities where others see impossibilities. It is not about denying reality, but about choosing to see beyond it. This is the power of faith in action, the ability to trust that the life you envision is not only possible, but already set in motion by the Creator. Let me ask you this: when you close your eyes and imagine your ideal life, what do you see? Is it a life of richness, not just in material wealth, but in purpose, relationships, and fulfillment? Is it a life where you are free to use your gifts to bless others and glorify the Creator? That vision is not a fantasy, it is a preview of what the universe has prepared for you. The Creator often uses vision to call us out of our comfort zones. Like Moses standing before the Red Sea, we may feel overwhelmed by the challenges in front of us. Yet the vision within us whispers, move forward. It reminds us that the path may not always be visible, but it is there waiting for us to step out in faith. This ability to envision beyond the present is what sets the chosen apart. While others are consumed by the struggles of today, you are able to see the promise of tomorrow. You understand that your current circumstances are not permanent but are merely a stepping stone toward your destiny. This perspective is a gift, one that allows you to navigate life with hope, resilience, and purpose. Vision also serves as a source of strength in difficult times. When the weight of the world feels unbearable, your ability to envision a brighter future becomes your anchor. It reminds you that the struggles you face are temporary and that the Creator is working behind the scenes to bring your vision to life. It is this unwavering belief in the unseen that sustains you, guiding you through the storms of life with faith and determination. Reflect on the times in your life when you have been guided by vision. Perhaps it was a moment when you took a leap of faith, pursuing a dream that others doubted. Or maybe it was a time when you held on to hope, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. These moments are evidence of the divine power of vision within you. Vision is not just about seeing, it is about believing. It is about trusting that the life you envision is not only possible but inevitable when you align yourself with the Creator's plan. It is about taking steps of faith, even when the path ahead is unclear, trusting that the universe will provide what you need at the right time. This divine gift of vision is a reminder that you are not limited by what you can see with your physical eyes. You are called to walk by faith, not by sight, trusting in the Creator's promise that your future is bright, abundant, and filled with purpose. The vision within you is not a coincidence, it is a divine blueprint, a glimpse into the life you were created to live. Fifth quality, a commitment to growth and self-improvement. Growth is not optional for those chosen for a life of richness and abundance. It is a sacred responsibility, a divine calling to become more than you were yesterday. The Creator has placed within each of us an extraordinary potential, but it is up to us to nurture that potential through growth and self-improvement. This is not about striving for perfection, but about aligning yourself with the Creator's design for your life. The scriptures remind us, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This transformation is the essence of growth. It is the process of shedding old habits, beliefs, and limitations to step into the fullness of who you were created to be. It is an act of faith, a declaration that you believe in the Creator's plan for your life enough to invest in becoming the person who can fulfill it. Have you ever felt a deep desire to improve, to learn, to grow? This is not just ambition, it is a divine nudge, a sign that the Creator is calling you to rise higher. Growth is not easy, it often requires stepping out of your comfort zone, facing your fears, and embracing change. But it is through this process that you are refined, strengthened, and prepared for the abundance that awaits you. Consider the parable of the talents, where the servant who multiplied his gifts was rewarded with even more. This story is a profound reminder that the Creator honors growth. When you invest in yourself, whether through learning, developing new skills, or cultivating a positive mindset, you are not just improving your life. You are honoring the gifts the Creator has entrusted to you, demonstrating your readiness for greater blessings. Growth is also an act of gratitude. It is a way of saying thank you for the gifts, opportunities, and potential you have given me. I will not waste them. When you commit to growth, you align yourself with the Creator's will, positioning yourself to receive the fullness of His blessings. It is through growth that you become the person who can handle the richness and abundance that the universe has in store for you. Reflect on your own journey. What steps have you taken to grow, to learn, to become more? Each of these steps, no matter how small, is evidence of your commitment to fulfilling your divine potential. Growth is not a destination, it is a lifelong journey, one that continually draws you closer to the life you were meant to live. The Creator does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. Your commitment to growth is the process through which He equips you, shaping you into the vessel through which His blessings can flow. It is a divine partnership, one that requires your willingness to step forward in faith, trusting that the effort you invest will be multiplied in ways you cannot yet imagine. Sixth quality, a spirit of service and generosity. The Creator has designed the universe to operate on a profound principle: the more you give, the more you receive. This is not merely a transactional rule, it is a spiritual truth, deeply woven into the fabric of creation. Service and generosity are not burdens but blessings, acts that align you with the divine flow of abundance. A spirit of service is not just an action, it is a reflection of your heart, a testament to your faith in the Creator's provision, and a sign that you are chosen for a life of richness and purpose. The sacred texts remind us it is more blessed to give than to receive. At first glance, this might seem counterintuitive. How can giving, which depletes your resources, lead to greater blessings? The answer lies in understanding that generosity creates a spiritual ripple effect. When you give, you set into motion a cycle of abundance that not only blesses others but also returns to you in ways you could never imagine. Think of the story of the widow in the scriptures who gave her last bit of flour and oil to the prophet Elijah. In the natural world, this act could have led to her demise. Yet, because of her generosity and faith, her resources were miraculously multiplied. Her jar of flour and jug of oil never ran dry. This is the power of a spirit of service and generosity. It takes what seems finite and transforms it into an unending source of blessing. Let me ask you, have you ever experienced the joy that comes from helping someone else, even when you had little to give? That joy is not just emotional, it is spiritual. It is the Creator's way of affirming that your act of generosity has eternal significance. It is a reminder that when you give, you are partnering with the divine, becoming a vessel through which His blessings flow. A spirit of service and generosity is not just about material giving. It is about offering your time, your talents, and your love. It is about recognizing the needs around you and stepping in to meet them, even when it requires sacrifice. The Creator does not measure generosity by the size of the gift, but by the heart behind it. Whether you give a fortune or a kind word, what matters is the intention. Are you giving with a heart that trusts in the Creator's provision? Are you serving with the knowledge that you are part of a greater plan? Generosity also breaks the chains of scarcity. When you cling tightly to what you have, fearing that there won't be enough, you close yourself off from the abundance the Creator wants to pour into your life. But when you give freely, you declare, I trust that the one who provides will continue to supply all my needs. This act of faith opens the doors for even greater blessings to flow into your life. Reflect on the times you have served others. Perhaps it was helping a friend in need, volunteering your time, or simply offering a listening ear. Each of these acts, no matter how small, has a ripple effect. The person you helped is uplifted, and their gratitude and joy become part of the cycle of abundance. The Creator sees every act of service and rewards it, often in ways you cannot immediately see. Service and generosity are also acts of alignment. When you give, you align yourself with the Creator's nature. He is the ultimate giver, providing us with life, love, and countless blessings. To live a life of service is to reflect His character, to become His hands and feet in the world. This is why those who serve and give often find their lives overflowing with abundance. They are living in harmony with the divine order. Consider the lives of those who have impacted the world through their service. Figures like Mother Teresa, who had little in material wealth but gave everything she had, remind us that a spirit of service is one of the most powerful forces in existence. These individuals were not just generous, they were vessels of the Creator's love, touching countless lives and leaving a legacy of abundance and purpose. Let's bring this closer to home. Think about the people in your own life who have embodied this quality. Perhaps it's a parent who worked tirelessly to provide for their family, a teacher who went the extra mile to ensure their students succeeded, or a stranger who offered kindness when you needed it most. These acts of service, no matter how small, have likely left a lasting impression on you. They are reminders of the power of generosity and the beauty of living a life that blesses others. The Creator's plan for you is not just to receive abundance, but to share it. When you embrace a spirit of service and generosity, you become a conduit for blessings, channeling the richness of the universe into the lives of others. This is not a loss, it is a multiplication. What you give comes back to you, often in ways that far exceed your expectations. Generosity also transforms your perspective. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you can give. It changes your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. When you serve and give, you begin to see the world through the Creator's eyes, recognizing opportunities to bless and uplift others. This perspective is a powerful tool, enabling you to live a life of purpose and fulfillment. In every act of service, you plant a seed. That seed may grow into a harvest of joy, love, or even material blessings. But its true value lies in its eternal impact. The Creator sees every seed you plant, and He is faithful to bring forth a harvest in its due season. Seventh quality, trust in divine timing. Trusting in divine timing is one of the most profound acts of faith you can practice. It is the recognition that the Creator, who sees the end from the beginning, orchestrates every detail of your life with precision and purpose. To trust in His timing is to surrender your own impatience, doubts, and need for control, resting instead in the assurance that everything will unfold exactly as it should, in the perfect moment. The sacred texts remind us, for everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. These words are a profound reminder that life is not a random series of events. Each moment, each experience is part of a divine tapestry being woven by the Creator. When we fail to trust in divine timing, we risk disrupting this perfect design, rushing ahead of the plan, or becoming disheartened when things don't happen as quickly as we desire. Have you ever prayed for something with all your heart, only to feel as though your prayer went unanswered? In those moments, it's easy to feel forgotten or ignored. Yet the Creator's silence is not a denial, it is often preparation. Trusting in divine timing means understanding that delays are not rejections but redirections. They are moments where the Creator is aligning circumstances, preparing you, and ensuring that when the blessing arrives, you are ready to receive it fully. Think of the story of Joseph in the Scriptures. He was given a vision of greatness at a young age, but his path was anything but straightforward. Betrayed by his brothers, sold into slavery, and wrongfully imprisoned, it seemed as though the promise of his vision would never come to pass. Yet through every trial, the Creator's hand was at work, positioning him for the moment when he would rise to power and save countless lives. Joseph's story is a testament to the power of divine timing. What seemed like delays were, in fact, preparations for a greater purpose. Let me ask you, have you ever experienced a moment in your life when something you desperately wanted didn't happen, only to later realize it was for the best? Perhaps it was a job you didn't get, a relationship that ended, or an opportunity that fell through. At the time it felt like a loss, but looking back, you see how the Creator was guiding you towards something better. This is the beauty of trusting in divine timing. It allows you to let go of the need to understand everything in the moment, and instead rest in the knowledge that the Creator's plan is always for your good. Trusting in divine timing also requires patience, a quality that is often tested in our fast-paced, instant gratification world. But patience is not passive. It is an active expression of faith, a declaration that you believe the Creator is working behind the scenes, even when you cannot see it. It is the willingness to wait, not with frustration, but with anticipation, knowing that the best is yet to come. Consider the seasons of nature. A farmer does not plant seeds and expect a harvest the next day. He understands that growth takes time, that the seeds must be nurtured, watered, and exposed to the right conditions before they can bear fruit. The same is true for your life. The seeds of your dreams and desires have been planted by the Creator, but they require time to grow. Trusting in divine timing means allowing the process to unfold naturally, without trying to force outcomes. Reflect on the times when things seem to fall into place effortlessly, as though the universe was aligning everything perfectly for you. These moments are not coincidences, they are evidence of divine timing at work. They are reminders that the Creator's plan is far greater than anything you could design for yourself. When you trust in His timing, you open yourself to blessings that exceed your expectations. This trust also brings peace. When you stop trying to control every detail of your life, you free yourself from the anxiety and stress that come with striving. You begin to live with a sense of ease, knowing that you are not alone in your journey. The Creator is with you, guiding your steps, orchestrating your path, and ensuring that everything happens at the right time. Trusting in divine timing does not mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means taking action when prompted by the Creator, but doing so with a sense of peace and assurance rather than fear or desperation. It means listening to the still, small voice within that says, "Now is the time," and moving forward in faith. It also means recognizing when to pause, when to wait, and when to let go, trusting that the Creator's timing is always perfect. Think of the great figures of faith throughout history. They were not chosen because of their perfection, but because of their trust in the Creator's timing. Abraham waited decades for the fulfillment of God's promise. David was anointed as king but spent years in the wilderness before ascending to the throne. Each of these individuals trusted in divine timing, and their patience was rewarded with blessings beyond their imagination. In your own life, trusting in divine timing means embracing the process. It means understanding that the journey is just as important as the destination. Every moment of waiting, every trial, and every seeming delay is part of the Creator's plan to shape you into the person you need to be to receive and steward His blessings. It is a reminder that the Creator's timing is not just perfect, it is purposeful. As we bring this journey to a close, take a moment to reflect on the truths we've uncovered. The qualities we've explored are not distant ideals, they are within you, waiting to be recognized, nurtured, and embraced. They are signs carefully placed by the Creator, pointing you toward a life of richness, purpose, and abundance. These qualities are not merely traits, they are your inheritance, a testament to the divine plan unfolding in your life. You are not here by accident. The challenges you face, the dreams you carry, and the qualities that make you unique are all part of a greater story, a story written by the Creator Himself. Trust in this process. Trust in the divine timing that orchestrates every step of your journey. Remember that the qualities within you, the resilience, the vision, the gratitude, and the spirit of service are the tools that will guide you toward the life you were destined to live. Let this message be a reminder that the universe is working in your favor, aligning circumstances and opportunities to bring you closer to your purpose. Embrace these qualities, lean into them, and let them transform not only your perspective but also your reality. The Creator has chosen you not just to receive abundance, but to reflect His glory through your life. As you step forward, let your heart be filled with faith, your mind with vision, and your soul with the unshakable belief that you are chosen for greatness. Carry this truth with you, let it guide your actions, and watch as the universe responds to your alignment with blessings beyond measure.